Hello everybody, welcome back to Just Gaming Today. Today we're going to play some more Infinitode 2 and see if we can get past another level. And I have played a little bit in between to build up some resources so you can spend some in the research and kind of advance the game a little bit so that way we can see more of the game and a little quicker. But I'm not going through any new levels, and I'm also not going to repeat any levels where I haven't gotten any of the gold stars. So in between, I'm looking to finish some quests, get some more resources, and whatnot. So if you'd rather see everything, let me know. I've live streamed a couple times. I'll probably do that again just to show some of the advancement and so forth. Let's open what boxes we have. So we have a box here. We got some pretty decent amount of stuff out of this box. This right here is huge. So getting 827 of this scalar is very, very good. So that's a good hit on that box. Now we have enough keys here. You see we have 13 and 16 to actually purchase some more boxes. So we're going to go down here and do just that. Hopefully land some more scalar, yes. And then this one here, yep, so even more scalar. So very, very good. That's going to help us in our research we're going to do right now. So with the research, I still don't have that last gold star. This next map that we're going to run, hoping we can get into that. So I've accumulated some scalar. I've accumulated some other resources, not a ton, but enough to advance some of the research on the tree. So the first thing I think I want to do is open this one here. So we advanced all the way up the tree here where we have some abilities exposed. We have Fireball and we have Blizzard, and we'll go through that once we get to the starting the level, and we'll kind of see that there's some interactive things we can do beyond just upgrading towers with these abilities. But what we're going to do here is open up another level of mining. So if we take this vector, it's going to open up vector mining, can mine vector and scalar. Now this particular miner here can only mine the green scalar. This miner here can mine the vector, which is the blue ore, and the scalar ore. So you basically have a way to mine two things at once, or you can mine either the blue or the green. Some of the mining areas that are mineable have both blue and green. So you put one of these on here, they mine both. So let's go ahead and grab this because I think that's very worthwhile. Progression up this main line here is very, 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 very good. So you want to do it pretty much anytime you can. So you see this one here, I need 50 of the new material that we're going to be able to mine now to move forward. Okay, so here, let's go back and take a look. We have Blizzard. I'm not too interested in developing these abilities all that much at the moment. But when you are, you can get additional ability counts. You have to purchase these abilities. So you're going to use resources to be able to have these abilities active during maps. For now, I'm going to hold off on developing these. They're not bad. I'm just going to hold off a bit because I need every bit of these resources in this research tree to try and get things progressed a little bit and get us to a point where things are a little more solid. So the first thing I'm going to look at is the starting money. So starting money is very, very effective. So I'm going to put research level 5 in that. So I need 450 to get to the next one. I'm going to say that's worth it. Now we're limited by the vector here. So it needs previous research 1. This is projectile speed. To get an additional health is pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and jump into this one. This one's $800. So it needs 200. I'm going to hold off on that. I just want to kind of open these up if I can. So this one's requiring previous research on this one. It looks like it's going to cost 190 green scalar. I'm going to do that and just get an overall damage buff. Having some of these damage buffs and whatnot is very, very cool. Let's see, this one requires previous research here. That's 350 scalar. I think I'm going to go with that. Oh, another one. Yikes. Okay, well, we get to progress there. Okay, so let's look at, I want to make it so that the max upgrade level of the basic tower goes up. That's one of the things I want to ensure is that I can continue to upgrade towers to the point that I would like to see them at. So we got max XP or max upgrade. We can do both, I think. Yeah. So let's upgrade the sniper tower. So we have ability to upgrade that one twice. Cannon and freezing tower. I think I'm going to go for freezing tower. But for the freezing tower, I might use, I might keep it at where it's at and look to either decrease the price, freezing percent. Freezing percent would probably be pretty good. I think I'm going to do that just so it freezes better. Here, getting another 4% on sniper damage might be quite good. I think we're going to take that for our last. Oh, well, we can still do some more health. But let's do sniper damage, and because the thing to keep in mind is there's a lot of quests where the basic tower, the sniper, and the cannon are going to need to do a certain amount of damage to get the quest done. So having this extra damage pieces or damage percents add up quite a bit over the course of a run. So let's take a look at what we got going on. So overall tree, we've got a fair amount developed a little bit here. And then we've also got the anti-air. I haven't really gone much into the anti-air. I basically got everything kind of opened up here. So this U shape is kind of typically what you want to do when you get a new tower, is just invest enough in the basic levels to get everything kind of in this U shape. Don't put more than you have to into it to establish this, but this basically lets you set yourself up where the tower is not just a humdrum, basic tower. And if you look over to the right here, you can see, I think, how much the tree has been developed. And let's go back to here. Yeah, you can see that, rotation and projectile speed has been developed quite a bit, attack speed, a little bit of range and so forth. If we go to sniper, same thing there. So pretty much done with our research tree. Let's take a look at what level we're going to go through. When it says 10 here, it's mostly saying that I have access to probably 10 of those gold star abilities, but I need one more gold star. So what we're going to do is I ran a few of these, I ran one of each of these levels before I started this video. So you can see when you run a level for a little bit, this minus 100% XP is around, and that one stays until it's reset in a little bit of time. I think it resets within an hour or so. So we're going to go down a little bit and we're going to look at running 2.2. Now we did run a few back here that we're going to need to revisit. So 1.6 and 1.7, there's still a gold star missing on each of these. I'm looking for one more gold star. So if we can get it out of this 2.2, I'll be quite excited. Now, a couple things to note here. You want to start paying attention to the enemies again. It's not the humdrum kind of enemies that we've come to expect. We're getting some new stuff thrown at us. So this one here is like a helicopter enemy. And if we click on waves, we can see here, we're going to get that at wave 21. So by wave 21, we need to have some of those anti-aircraft guns out, because that's our only way to even hit these at this point. And you see, we need to get to 28 to get at least one star. So we need to look at where we're going to position some anti-air in this particular map. So let's get this started. Oh, well, let's review real quick before we start. So score gained during one game is 10,000. Money spent on towers, 6,350. We need 28, 40, and 55. I don't know how far we're going to get, but we'll give it a shot. And then these are the resources that are available. So these are going to be the different mines that you see here. So we're going to look at those too, because we do have an ability to mine two different resources at this point. Now here is where I was talking about having the ability to purchase these, abilities that you can use during the game. Now, I'm not going to purchase any at the moment, but you see, they're relatively cheap at the moment. I don't have any, I have only 6 scalers, so maybe we'll take a fireball. But we had a little bit of scalar left over. I should have left a little bit more over, but I think I prefer to invest in the trees rather than blast these all the time in the beginning. Now, later on, you use these a lot. And you can have up to 6 of these active. You see these little slots here. So you're going to essentially, I think, choose an ability. Yeah. So I have one fireball that I'll be able to cast during this run. And then as you progress, even though I have 0, I can still put Blizzard in the slot here. And as I buy these, these just sit here. If I don't use this fireball, I think if I recall right, it just kind of sits there forever. It doesn't go away just because this run is over. Okay, so this particular map. Now this is interesting because I think this map has changed. So it's been a long time since I've played, but I don't recall these outlying platforms being here. That's interesting. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I think this map just used to be this. Okay, well, I'm good with that. The one thing I want to check is if we put an anti-air there, what's its range? So that's interesting in and of itself, in that I can put a sniper there if I want, but the enemies that are coming, I don't think there's a need for snipers all that much, right? So the basic, you want basic cannons to take these out. You want our basic towers to take these out. You want the cannon tower to take these out. And you're also going to work the basic towers with these guys as well. And these guys you're only ever going to be able to fire with the anti-aircraft. So maybe they added these here for anti-aircraft guns. It's interesting. We'll give it a shot and see how this goes. I'm going to put an anti-aircraft gun somewhere in here too, just kind of cover the middle. Now, the first thing I like doing is figuring out where my freezes are going to be. So if I put a freeze here, it's going to cover most of this whole map. One here and here. I don't want to devote 3, but I'm okay devoting 2. So maybe I'm going to start with a freeze here. Now, freeze affects all of the enemies at 100%, so should slow them down. I'm not going to worry about the anti-aircraft just yet, but let's take a look at what we want to happen. I think I want to put a cannon here. And the reason being it's not going to have to rotate much. It's going to, hopefully, maybe it actually will have to rotate much, but I don't know. There's no like side wall to place a cannon, but this might be a good place for it. Now I'm going to look to put a basic tower here. And let's go ahead and throw, let's see, this is projectile speed. Let's put a basic tower here as well. Okay, we have 10 gold left. And you see, we also have 21 life now. So we used to have 20. We got our first extra life here. Now, also before I start here, you see this particular map. Let me see here, over here, over here. Okay, so we have a scalar we can mine. We also have a 50-50 mine here where we can mine at least the vector out of it. I don't see a solid blue one. So these 2 mines are probably going to be something we're going to want to set up during the game. So let's get this rolling. Yeah, I'm wondering, this is probably a good one for a cannon here. Yeah, I don't think we've ever been in a run where a cannon or where these weak enemies are coming out so early. So you see the cannon's super effective against them early in the game. They typically end up showing up like at waves 10, 15, 20, something like that, where it's not as effective to have just a level 0, level 1 upgrade 1 level, experience level 1 cannon, just not doing much work. I think I'm going to put one more cannon in here. Trying to put cannons in spots where they don't have to rotate as much, but this particular map isn't set up that way. These anti-aircrafts are 41, so I'm going to sneak some of those in when I can. Here in this lower level, I also think I'm going to try, as long as these aren't progressing, we're going to check our splat map. You know, as long as it doesn't get over here, I'm probably going to end up putting a mine in here real quick. Let's see. That worked out okay. If not, I'm going to put one more basic tower in here, or maybe over here, because that's going to do a lot of work in the middle here. Let's go ahead and do that. We're just, and then we're going to put this mine in. So this mine, we're going to put this is the scalar mine, and this is the vector mine. So we're going to put the scalar mine in here because it's all green. And that should do a pretty good amount of work. It's only wave 8. Get enough to put it in here soon. It's going to have a lot of time to progress. Excellent. So we're about halfway there. I'm going to put in a freeze over here, just so if things get over here, give a little more time for these towers to respond and just start laying down that freezing on the map. Knowing where your freeze zones are going to be and how you're going to play them, there's going to be a little bit of unfrozen time down here, then they go right back into a freeze. But having things frozen is a very effective way to progress with the game. So we got our freeze zones down. I think I put one more. I don't know if I put a cannon in here. I think I am going to put a cannon in here. I'm going to look to do the rotating speed, projectiles. Let's try that on this one with those weak enemies. Maybe get a little effective out of that. Now, before level wave 20, I need to get those. I need to get these anti-aircraft established. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I might put an anti-aircraft here as well. I said I wanted to use one of these internal spots as anti-aircraft. So maybe I'll do that. Well, let's do this. Let's put one out here. I want to see how far we can extend its range by leveling it up. And see if we can kind of level these anti-aircraft up a bit, even though they're just going to sit there. I think it's going to be good to have them out. We seem to be doing okay with enemies as a whole. Okay. Now I'd like to see upgrade is 20. So I want to see basically how far we can push this. We can make these two meet. Maybe we don't need. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it. Look at this one. There's a lot of dead space in the middle there. So I'm a little nervous about. I'm going to put this on auto just so I can get as much money as I can. When you click and hold here, you turn it on auto, and basically whenever all these enemies are dead, the next wave will be pushed. So we're doing pretty good in that regard. Let's upgrade this one. Yeah, I think that's way too much space in the middle, so we're going to have to put another anti-aircraft in here. Not too hot on this. But what you can do is you can invest in these. I'm going to have just the anti-aircraft everywhere. Now let's start investing in our other towers here. I'm going to invest a little bit in this one and some more freeze here. So we're going to get a lot more of these weeks coming at us. So I also need to look at investments here in the cannons. So I don't feel that bad. The next wave should be that aircraft. We'll have to see how our after this next wave, see how our towers do with the little helicopters coming. So the XP one, I'm going to go ahead and update as well. Now, the first time you experience an enemy, it's going to tell you a little bit about it. So this is the heli. Moves by air beyond the reach of any towers. Tap the screen to continue. So when the helis come out, you'll see our anti-aircrafts are going to start firing at them. Hopefully 3 of these is pretty good. And maybe these platforms were here. I just don't remember them. I thought this map was essentially like this before. So this is interesting that they added those. I think it makes the map more fun because you can get deeper into the run and have a place for some anti-aircraft towers without, sacrificing your internal areas here. I do think we need one just as we progress. Let's see, we've got one more heli at 26 and one more heli at 30. Now, one thing we didn't cover is this is the projectile speed up tile. So basically we have plus 200% projectile speed, and we have 130% bonus XP. So I do want to look to upgrade these cannons here. I've kind of been talking and not paying attention to the money. I'm going to make a run on getting everything up to at least a level 1. Looks like we're good there. Let's see if we can impose our will with the freezing a little bit. Let's upgrade this. I'm going to upgrade some of the damage first, just to get some of that going. So we got our first gold star. So we at least did that. The one thing we needed to do on this was get 1 gold star. Now, if we get 2 or 3, that's perfect. But we wanted the 1 gold star so we can get that very first, I'm not going to say ultimate, but very special gold star upgrade. It's going to cost us 7 gold stars. The typical one out there for the gold stars costs around 3. So 7 is a lot of power. And what that's going to do is you see the number of minutes we've been playing this run. Where's that at in here? I forget. Can we see the number of minutes? We don't have a quest, so I don't think we get to see the number of minutes. But anyways, the number of minutes, every single minute, just 30 gold coins are going to drop into our coins here. I think we can see it on the statistics. No. Well, anyways, 30, yeah, there it is. I'm sorry. So we're at 8 minutes. So if we had that particular gold ability activated, with 8 minutes, we would have gotten an additional 240 gold. So what we're going to do here is I want to mine some vector. So we're going to get that established. Now it takes a long time for the mine to install, but once it installs, it's going to start mining. So you see here, we've already mined 84 scalar. So I'm happy that we're progressing there. Now we've got a level 29. I think the next level is a helo level. So I'm going to upgrade one of these. The aircraft towers are both inexpensive to put out and fairly inexpensive to upgrade. You see, upgrade 2 for 30 gold coins is not that bad. I think they're a base 41 cost, and then the upgrade 1 is like a 20 or something. So they only shoot at the air, but it looks like we would have needed 3 towers here. Now later on, there are ground-based towers that also get to shoot at that can shoot at air targets. So it's not just that just this one tower can do that. I'm going to take the splits into 3 just because we're dealing with kind of weaker enemies here. Let's see everything. I'm going to make this one level up, and then I'm going to look to get these special tiles maxed. So this one's a special tile here, special tile here. I'm going to look and see if we can push this one up so we can maybe get more kills. The attack speed's 0.738 versus 0.738. So I think this upgrade will get an attack speed bonus. And that's kind of what we need with the cannon, so it can attack faster, rotate faster. We need that for it to be able to kill and get more experience points. So it did actually, that one kill, it went up to level 3, so that's good. What I'd like to see on this cannon is get the level 4 as well, so we can activate its special. And when I say level, I mean this L3 at the bottom. This is the tower upgrade level, and this is the experience upgrade level. We've covered that a couple of times, but let's mention it again in case you're new to the series. So let's check on our vector here. Nice. So we're mining the vector. Now this isn't as efficient as we'd like because if it had 100% density here, I think we mine more vector, but because we don't have that, it's kind of a lower mine. But we're getting some of that vector, which we need to progress things on the research tree. So it's good to get these mines started and kind of use some of your resources to get that going here. I'm going to take the splinters again because of these lower level enemies. Then I'm look to upgrade to a level 5 basic tower for the first time. So we did it. We did up our. Take this one. We did up our research so that we could get to this level 5 on the basics. That's the first time we've done that. So I'm going to upgrade the freezing a little bit. Mostly the freezing, what I'm looking to do here is just expand it to the point where the freezing goes farther. Like when I upgrade this one, it should go right to the edge here and get this. We're still going to have this tiny little pocket of places where things can get unfrozen. But hopefully once we get this upgraded, we're off to a better coverage. And then once I get things to level 3, we'll probably look at upgrading these cannons. I want to upgrade this one. Yeah, so that'll get us right to the bottom. Little tiny area there. So let's see if we can upgrade this cannon, and I want to upgrade the other 2 cannons to level 2. We got our basic tower here, has an upgrade or ability. So attack speed, damage, and the ricochet. Rotation projectile speed already has projectile speed. I think we're going to take maybe damage because we're not using snipers or anything that does big damage. So let's try and get this guy's damage up. It's 58.4 versus like 24.4, you know. So pretty big difference between the towers with the different levels. Let's go ahead and make a pass on these and look to get those cannons level 2. And then we should have, it's level 40. I bet we have a helo level coming up here soon. So maybe it's best to upgrade a helo once at least. They did get pretty far last time, so I'm a little nervous about that because they got over here. So I'm going to upgrade the helos, another one. And we got to mine a special resource. Yeah, these helos definitely need upgrading. I can get, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to 72, but I would upgrade this one more time if we can. Then between the next time the helos come, I need to upgrade that tower over here as well. So it kind of interrupts your plans, and that's on purpose, I bet. You know, the developers know what they're doing with this game. It's been around for a long time. If you haven't tried it, I would advise, you know, and you enjoy tower defense games, I would give it a shot. It's completely free, so you don't find that a lot in the gaming world where things are just absolutely free. Now you see this tower takes a long time to get moving. So on this particular one, if I can get it to level 4, I'm going to give it the if I think there's one of the upgrades that give rotation speed. I'm going to give it to that so that way I can click onto targets a little faster. If not, I might give it the range and explosion thing. We'll have to see. So we're doing good with the weeks right here with these 4 cannons. I do like that. Let's take a look. I'm going to run and upgrade these basics so they're pretty much done. Doing pretty good with the weeks at the moment. All right, so all of our basic towers are upgraded to the point where they're maxed out. This one's maxed out. I did say I want to upgrade this before we get another helo. Since when the next helo is at level 50, so I need to sneak that in. That's probably going to be our limiter here. Is the helo. Let's see, range and explosion, rotation and projectile. Yeah, I'm going to take that just because of the way that this one's positioned. To be able to rotate much faster. So this would be 208. I don't think I've ever had, I think I've had one like level 4 cannon. So boy, they are not doing much damage. You see how much damage it's doing is not a lot. So I'm going to try pumping it up again. So 69.3. Let's see if it gets, it's going to start firing here in a moment. Okay, I feel better with that. They're very expensive to upgrade. So I don't know. Let's take a look. Maybe put the freezing tower in first, and then I want to take a look at upgrading that other cannon to 4 if we can. Other thing to know, we do have a fireball, so if something comes up, we've got this fireball over here that we can drop on somebody. Now, to use the fireball, I think we just click on it at once, and then we click over here to where we want to drop it. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of these helos. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it and see, or maybe not. Let's see where we get here. Damage, attack speed, burning. Let's take this one and see if that helps a little bit. We are going to take a little bit of damage, but I think on the next helo run, we'll use the fireball and just try and kill a bunch of them. But I also want to get these upgraded because obviously you see we're kind of limited by the helos at this point. Things are starting to get a little bit farther down, but we still seem to be doing okay with the ground-based attacks. Now, the problem here is all of our aircraft, anti-aircraft is maxed out. So we don't really have anything else we can do to make our helo fight any better. But the helos seem to be far off, so we can get all the way to level 60 without another helo. So everything's upgraded here from helo perspective. I would like to get this cannon upgraded. We need 208 for that. I did start that one a little bit earlier to try and get extra gold, but I missed it. 208. Okay. Scalar, we've got 205, we got 96 here. I don't know if I can upgrade that, but let's try and get this freezing upgraded, and then we've got 2 cannons to upgrade. I think that's pretty much it. So I'll lay down this freezing, and then we've got 2 cannons that haven't gone to max upgrade. So after this freeze, what I might do is try and upgrade this miner here, just so we can eke out a little bit more scalar if we can. It's 150 to upgrade this, and then we've got the 2 cannons to go, and then that's pretty much it. We just I'll show you if we survive that long. I'll show you kind of what you do once you've maxed everything out. You just kind of put it on the fastest speed and go. So I am going to just increase the speed one here. We did get our 3rd gold star. That is a really good first run. So once you get that going, see, this one's level 4. I'm going to go with this one because it already has its special ability. And we're kind of getting to the point where, let's see, this guy here, it does. This is a new thing. I can't remember these, but essentially accept the challenge. I don't know what the challenge is going to be, but we'll see what it is. I'm going to slow it down a bit so we can watch it. So this star here, it wants the cannons to do the damage to it. I don't know if it means that it's immune to everything else, but it has the little cannon icon. Now this is the one I think we saw one time before where we weren't able to actually kill it. But it looks like it's taking damage from everything else. There we go. And you get a massive amount of stuff. That's really, really good. So I do like the addition of those challenges. It's something a little more interactive that you get to interface with during the game. Upgrade this one. So I'm going to speed it up again. You see the speed is dramatically faster. I don't think we have much more left in us here. But if we can get to this 208, it'd be interesting to see if we can get, okay, those are the first weak ones that have gotten to the end. So, see if getting these up to level 4. Okay, two got there instead of 3. Now, one thing I would suggest, if you do want to use one of these abilities, you slow everything down to the slowest speed. I don't think we're going to get very far. Yeah. So base is full. That's really, really good for like just a first run. So going back and redoing those previous levels and building up some resources and setting up your research tree before you progress, you can get some of these runs. If you just try and barrel right through, you're gonna get 1 gold star or 2 gold stars. Maybe you still get 3. That's going to be significantly more difficult. So let's go back to the main menu. We accumulated quite a bit of stuff on this. We have enough to buy another chest here. Let's go ahead and do that before we get into the tree here. So purple chest, we're gonna get one of those, see what we get. So, well, we got a lot of blue material, so that's gonna help us on our tree upgrades here. So we've got that done. You can see how much we have of each of these. And let's go back and go to the tree. So the one thing I want to do in this particular video is let's put our 7 points into this one here. So coins generation plus 30 coins every single minute. I think this is a really good one to kind of head for. You can either go this way or that way. I kind of went this way. You don't have to. This is rotation speed and force wave bonus. They're both really good. I just went this way just because I liked the XP over here. But you can go straight for it, or you can go for something else. You know, you can look at all of these right at the start and see what you want to aim for. If you want to aim for something else that's on this tree, you can. I just think this one sounded pretty good. So I'm gonna research that, and it looks like we can actually invest in it again, or no? Oh, what did I take? Oh no, I took the wrong one. All right, well, that's not good. But I still picked the wrong one. Oh well. All right. It's like, wait a second. All right, well, this force wave bonus isn't that bad anyways. I was showing you that there was other ones you could take and accidentally took this one. Luckily, this was a 2-pointer. You can reset the branch and go for something else. So that is a nice part of this particular piece here. So you can reset the branch and just go somewhere else with your investments. I'm not going to do that just because I took this. This is actually a good one. And then we'll see what else we want to go after as we progress through the tree here. Now we have a lot of active stuff over here now. So I'm going to leave that for the next video, and we'll see how things are going. Hope everyone enjoyed this one. If you didn't notice, we have one trophy. It's that basic trophy. You get these are really ultra rares. And you know they give a bonus to the particular tower. This is particular one's 2% XP, so your basic towers will level up faster from the XP side of things. I think that's pretty much what I want to cover in this one. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what I'm doing good or bad. And, you know, I hope everyone's staying warm. There's a lot of winter weather throughout at least the States. Elsewhere in the world, I'm not sure what's going on weather-wise, but hopefully it's comfortable and you're enjoying your life. Take care, everybody.